Good morning and welcome back to the channel. If you remember my last episode, I said that I'd made it into Crosswinds Marina, which is in the town of Whitehall. To get in here, you must go across this long lake. It's like 5 miles long until you get all the way to the end, and this is where the marina that I'm at is located. So the happenings for this morning is I'm waiting on the mechanic to show up. He's going to be removing my hydraulic ram. That's the piston that moves my rudders back and forth, makes the boat steer when the autopilot tells it to go, or if I move my steering wheel. It has some bad seals in it, so it's been weeping a little bit of oil or hydraulic fluid. He's going to take it off, take it back to his shop, completely take it apart and rebuild it, make it all brand new again. So that's something I can't wait for. My job for this morning is to squeeze my butt behind or beside the generator. There's about this much room between the generator and my exhaust that I got to squeeze through and hopefully not get caught, and replace or install a new rudder position sensor. That's the sensor that talks to the autopilot to tell the autopilot what directions or how far the rudders have moved. So that's my job for this morning. So oh, and let me tell you about something that happened last night. I have these imitation lanterns that are like LEDs that flicker like they're torches, and they're mounted on the sides of my boat, on either side and the back up in the air. Evidently, that's just not something you see much up here. I think I've seen maybe 1 or 2 other boats on the whole loop that have had those. So it's just something, I guess, that they're not familiar with here. Somebody on the dock saw these gas torches on my boat and went and told the marina owner. He came down here looking, wanting to find out what's going on. Is there gas burning on his dock? To their surprise, or to their delight, it was just LED bulbs. But they told me the reason they were concerned is this boat right across the way over here, sailboater, had evidently a propane leak, and it caught fire and exploded and burned the guy real bad. So it was only like a couple of months ago, so it was fresh in their minds. So I can really understand their concern. Anyway, all I'm doing at this moment is I'm going to finish up my breakfast, and hopefully the mechanic will be here soon and we'll get started working on some maintenance. Okay, the latest update. Mechanic showed up, removed my ram, took it to his shop, rebuilt it, made it all brandy new again, and installed it. We spent time bleeding the fluid to get all the air out of the lines, and now he's wedged back in there, cleaning up any of the spilled hydraulic fluid out of the bilge. I'll tell you, this guy is amazing. I would definitely highly recommend anybody that needs any maintenance, Crosswinds Marina in Michigan, near Whitehall. So today, one of my projects, if I could talk, projects, is to install this Garmin rudder feedback sensor. When I had my autopilot installed, they didn't install this. It's not something you really need, but it makes certain parts of navigation work better. So I'm going to try and squeeze my scrawny butt back there behind the generator that I'm kind of looking at right now, and it looks pretty tight. So that's the area that I need to get into down in there. Oh man, okay, so here's the arm that I have to connect to, and I have to mount this thing somewhere here or up here. God, you know, probably screw it down right there and create a bracket. Now, okay, so I've bent this to do what it needs to do. Looks kind of weird, but it's bent perfectly. And now I'm going to have to mount it on here. So let's get doing that. Ooh. Thank goodness for self-drawing screws. Man, it's tight to get in here. I can't get my hand up high enough to reach the drill. Ow! Elbows hurt against the fiberglass. Doggone it. Gotta put the screw on the tip. Get the drill in there. Come on now. You can do it. Man. No. No. Oops. Oh no, I broke this. Oh, are you kidding me? Screw broke off. Oh, the worst thing that could possibly happen. Brand new screw, broke it right off. Look at that. Still stuck on the bit. Absolutely the worst thing that could happen. Oh. These are self-drilling, so I didn't tap a hole, which always works. This is the first time I've ever had one break off. Oh well. I was almost done. Of course. All right, I've pulled the other screw out with a pair of vice grips, and I've tapped the holes with a drill. Let's see how it works now. That one's in. That one's in. One more. Uno más. That's good. And that one's good. It ain't turning. Okay. Oh my goodness. My left lower ribs are about broken. I'm laying across my generator exhaust hose, and it's wedged in my ribs. That's what's holding my whole body up. I'm just kind of like balancing on it. All right. Now this goes here. And a nut goes on the bottom with a washer. And I hope it's the only time I have to do this, because I'd hate to have to reach up underneath and do this. Like, pull this nut off just to adjust it. Okay, hopefully I can do adjusting in software. I think the thing's smart enough for that. Wrench, where are you? There you are. No, wrong wrench. Okay. Can hardly breathe. All right, tighten this thing up. Okay, it's tight. It's got wobble room. That's adjusting room. I gotta try to get out of here. My ribs are gonna be killing me tonight. Oh wait. Oh no, I'm stuck. Oh crap. Oh no. I can't get my elbow back. The exhaust is in the way. Oh, I hate this. Darn. I'm stuck. Oh man, my knee's stuck up against my water tank. Oh, this is nuts. Come on. Aww. Dadgummit. Oh man. Oh. I gotta rotate the other way. Oh my word. Get my tools while I can still reach them. Oh no. I gotta go back in and grab the camera. Oh no. Oh man. Maybe I can stretch my arms up and somehow grab it. Oh, completely forgot about the camera. Oh lordy. I think I can do it. I can do it. Yeah, do it. Come on. I got it. Oh my goodness. I just want to show you what the reality was of the actual width that I was dealing with. The camera from the other direction doesn't show. This is where my edge of my back was sitting, and that's where my shoulder was sitting. So when you really look at the depth, it's not this, it's this thing to that thing, which is about 9 inches. And then down underneath is my ribs were laying on top of that hose clamp right there. And that thing was holding my entire body up. I had to lift myself up so that I wasn't laying on that shelf right there, because that's where all my tools were at. So I was literally balanced my whole body on that hose with the hose clamp stuck into my ribs. It wasn't pleasant. And then over here, my water tank, this goes in about 6 inches. And my knee was wedged in there, and I couldn't slide back because I had to put a lot of pressure on my knee. And when I tried to move it out, all it was doing was bending my kneecap, and I couldn't get out. So it's there was a lot going on behind the scenes that you didn't see from the other camera. It wasn't comfortable. Ow. Ow, dang, again. Okay, and my flashlight. Ow, what the heck? I keep banging my head on stuff. Oh, I don't want to go in there again. So all I did was get back down there, pull the cable over, plugged it into the back of my steering pump, went upstairs, hit setup, walked through 3 steps, and my rudder indicator sensor is working. Oh, can't believe it. So now it's going to take the next run out in the ocean out there, Lake Michigan, the ocean. I'll try it out and see if it's going to make things more precise. God, can't wait. So yeah, so I'm back wearing my normal attire again. Anytime you see me wearing that dark gray shirt with writing on it, that's my work get dirty greasy clothes. So you know that I've been working on something when you see me wearing that. So I'm back into my regular polo shirts, about to take my scooter and head up to Napa Auto Parts to pick up a couple spare belts. All I had was 1 spare and used it. This is the one off the engine. This is a serpentine belt. It has little serpentine lines on it. Somehow, I'm not quite sure how, I probably got put on one link to the left or to the right too far, and it's sliced off in a 1/16 of an inch of the belt. So a few videos ago, if you saw I changed a belt, that's because that whole edge flipped off and got caught in the other belt. That's why it caused that other belt to turn. So this morning I went down to the grocery store and picked up some bananas because I had a real hankering for a PB&J sandwich. Well, I got what I went for. My peanut butter and jelly, preserves, and a banana. I had some blueberry preserves left. That's what I wanted. A whole grocery run just to get bananas, but you know, when you get there, you always realize you need something else. So it was good. It was a good roll run. It was nice to get out of the boat. Yep, that was my lunch. So now I'm going to put my dirty clothes back on, jump into the next project. It's time for an oil change. Yep, Gotta lift the floorboards up and get down there and get dirty.
Well, it is oil change time and fuel filters. So I have the floorboards in the salon lifted up, all the lights on. I have rounded up a pail, lined it with a very heavy-duty trash bag. In the bottom, I have 3 oil-absorbent, fuel-absorbent towels. That's going to be for the fuel filters. I have this pump, which will suck the oil out. And let's get started. I bought these clear 1-gallon jugs on Amazon. Bought 8 of them. I've had them stored on the boat just to make life easier. Got all the lids off, got them all wedged in there. It's going to take about 4 gallons per side. What you want to do is get this straightened out as good as possible. You want to measure, get a rough idea of how far from here to the bottom of the crankcase. So it's about there. So that's about how far you want. You want to make sure it goes in and stops right about there so it doesn't curl up. I hope it fits. Come on. There we go. Okay, I can feel it hit the bottom. All right. Then I have this connected up to the battery behind me. And hopefully turn the switch on and it'll start pulling hot oil out. All right, let's see what happens. Nice black gold Texas tea. And as you can see, it's pretty slow because it's going through a really skinny hose. It's going through a really oh, what's wrong? I can't talk. It's going through a real skinny hose, so it's going to take a while. Come on, you can do it. There we go. Man, is it going to ever take a while? It is what it is. So just let it do its thing until it fills up each jug one at a time. And one thing you want to do, I forgot to mention, is take off the fill cap on top of the engine just so that it doesn't form any sort of suction inside, so that air can get in. All right, here's 1 gallon. It's taking about 5 minutes a gallon. It's really, really slow. Next, thing I have to live on. I'm just wedging them in there because it holds them up. Keeps the thing from tipping over. I'd hate to have that oil tip over. That would be nasty. Uno más. Okay, we're spitting air. And not quite a full quart. Excuse me, not quite a full gallon because the rest of it's in the filter. When the filter was put on, I know that it wasn't put on with a wrench. It was hand tightened. And the seal was lubricated, so it should be able to come back off the same way. Because that was only March 8th of 24. Now it's July. Yeah, well. There we go. That's the way it should come off. You shouldn't have to go get a dang wrench. Easy now. let's see. It will drip right on your belts if you don't cover them up. So you cover belts up real quick. Last thing you want on your belts is oil. Okay. Funnel time. I think it'll be pretty. All right. Two filters. There's a fuel filter, which is an FF, fuel filter, and then there's an LF, lubrication filter. So take a gallon of your finest oil and very carefully fill the filter up. Whoops. There you go. Then take a little bit, put on the seal. Not that kind of seal. And hand tighten. Ow! And don't get your finger caught in there like I just did. Dadgum. That's good. Okay, that's good. Leave it alone. Funnel. Jug. And verify that that says oil on it, not water. That would ruin your day. I bet this engine's going to be so happy when I crank it up in the morning. If this engine had a face, it would be smiling. Wouldn't you, girl? She's really taking good care of me, both of them. These things have been running so sweet. Just purring. I like this handle on the back. I am using Valvoline Premium Blue 1540 heavy duty, made for Cummins. And it's got a handle on the back. Oh. At no extra cost. I bought this at Napa. Okay. Now, this is the fourth one, so obviously you stop before it's completely full. Check the oil and proceed as needed. You'll want to crank it up, let it run for a minute so that it fills all the cavities. Let it settle, then check the oil again. It should be, of course, take exactly what you took out, which was almost exactly 4 gallons with the fuel filter, with the oil filter. I'm going to stop right about there. It's about a little more than a quarter left. I'm going to let it settle. I'm going to crank it, let it run for 30 seconds or so. Shut it down, let it settle, and I'm going to check the filter. I mean the dipstick. Yeah, you dipstick. Okay, I ran her for a couple minutes and let the oil pressure build up nicely. And that's settled down for about 3 minutes. And we are too much oil on the stick. It's gonna take a while to settle. Okay, so I forgot. I kept checking my fluid, ran the engine, checking the fluid, and it was 2 inches higher than max. And I didn't put in as much as I took out. And all of a sudden, I remembered. Because the way these engines are the same engine, but one has a dipstick on this side, the other has a dipstick on that side, and to reach the dipstick on the starboard side is actually 2 inches longer. Look. I grabbed the wrong dipstick. I'm such a dipstick. You're killing me. Stop it. Okay, let's use the right dipstick. Much better. Oh, okay. Now I can put in just a little bit more and we'll be fine. I was going but not so. All right, so be aware, you have twin engines. Dipsticks more than likely are going to stay with the same engine. Not all boats, but this one in particular. And obviously just rinse and repeat with the other engine.
Got the floor closed up, all the tools put away, and the oil was actually taken away. I paid one of the dock hands here to take the 8 gallons of oil plus the bag of dirty fuel filters, and he took them up the street to a recycling place that takes the oil. It's actually another boat yard, I believe it is, that will accept the oil, but it was way too far for me to travel, and I just paid him, and it was all done. So it made the job a little easier for me. Anyway, so that was a good workout today. The sensor changed, the ram rebuilt, and all the oil changed, the filters changed. Man, that's a 2 thumbs upper day. It's hard to get into a day where you're doing a lot of maintenance, and one of the things that it brings to light is that you need to be a mechanic, a plumber, an electrician, just all around everything kind of person that deals with a lot of mechanical and electrical stuff. If you're going to, do the loop, you really either need to know it so you can diagnose things for other people to work on it, which also brings up another thing. If you're not the kind of person to work on it yourself and you're looking for, let's say, a mechanic in a marina, you need to schedule those things, especially up here in this area where, I guess probably just about anywhere, mechanics can't just come running right out to work on things most of the time. For instance, I think I had to schedule this ram rebuild almost a week or so ahead of time, which I thought was pretty quick. And, so if you need to get something done right away, you either do it yourself or you need to wait. Anyway, so that's enough work for today. I'm going to take the rest of the day off, relax, and enjoy it. So the plan is to head out in the morning. We're heading south. I say we because it's myself and another boat. We're heading south down to Grand Haven. So once again, thank you so much for following along on this crazy journey of mine. And I really, really appreciate it. And I will see you in the next one. Bye.